Hey guys, welcome to Lifehack Official Channel. This is New York Dan, and I'm coming at you today with a video about teeth, tooth care. Okay, how about doing this stuff at home instead of having to go to the dentist so much? Because I don't know about you, but I don't really enjoy going to the dentist. Um, if you take care of this stuff at home, you might be able to avoid all these dental visits. All right, what I'm going to tell you, I just did this today. I worked on my teeth and I have to do a glass ionomer repair on a piece of a filling that fell out on one of my molars. I just checked it over. I'm probably not going to have time to do that until next week. But I can tell you this much. What I did today, I did some flossing, and I have two types of floss, actually three types. You got to do this at home. You got to do this I'm not saying you got to do it every day, but you definitely should floss every one of your teeth, even in the back. This wax dental floss, this is like the old school dental floss. This stuff is like basically like string. This cleans pretty good, but the problem is it's hard to get between your teeth if your teeth are tightly together. If you have tight teeth, you're going to want to get one of these newer dental flosses, which they're kind of pushing this anyway. This is Oral-B Pro, and it is a Teflon type of string. And I know industrial stuff and like pipe repair. I'm trying to show you what the string looks like. It's hard to do this junk with one hand. This is what the string is. Okay, it's a little bit like that Teflon pipe tape you use for doing pipe threads, only it's a thinner version. It's a little bit more of a string. This actually works pretty good once you get used to it. So this one's pretty big. This is good for I do my upper teeth with that one. Then I have this one, which is or another Oral-B product. It's called Glide. And this is like the same thing, only instead of a stringiness to it, it's really thin. It's just got a flat thread to it. This is good for doing teeth that are very close together. You got to get it between your teeth. It works pretty good, hence the name Glide. To get between, like I use it, for example, on my bottom teeth to get between every tooth and clean. Now, when you do this flossing, you're going to want to have a fluoride mouthwash like this one, Listerine Total Care. I would recommend the Listerine or a store brand equivalent because this has stuff in it that kills germs and it has alcohol in it. This also helps loosen up plaque on your teeth, or tartar, I should say tartar. What you got to do is you got to rinse with this. I'll put that on voicemail. You got to rinse with that, then floss your teeth, and as you're flossing, rinse with it again to keep the bacteria. I'm not saying use a ton of it, just a little bit to rinse your mouth out. You don't want to have bacteria floating around your mouth. Every time you floss, like, just rinse with a little bit of the mouthwash, okay? Now, after you've done that, the acids in that mouthwash will help soften up any tartar on your teeth or plaque. And what you got to get is a stiff toothbrush. This is a firm, right? Now, I'm not saying use this every day, but this kind of a toothbrush. And I use this Peroxycare toothpaste. This has baking soda in it. If you use a stiff toothbrush with the Peroxycare after you've been doing the flossing and you have this on your teeth, right? It will soften up anything that's loose on your teeth, like the plaque or tartar. I think the tartar will form plaque if you let it build up on your teeth. That's the gist of it. if you brush after that mouthwash sits on your teeth, with that firm brush, you can actually get that stuff. You can get rid of anything on your teeth before it builds up. Now, I also am going to suggest getting a pick. Now, this one is great. It's like a pen pick. It has a cap on it. But the thing is, okay, this is not anything extreme. It doesn't have a sharp needle on here. It's kind of a rounded point. It's a wire pick. Now, what you can do with this pick is you can gently rub using like the flat part of the wire here. I'm not saying put the point into your tooth necessarily, but you can use the flat part to gently rub on the sides of your molars and see how much stuff comes up, how much tartar is there, is stuff coming up off the tooth. You'll see it. It's like bacteria, and it will be like a white, kind of like a milky substance. If you have any of this in places on your teeth, it's like slimy. It's not good. So you want to try to clean that off. The mouthwash broke it up. Clean that off and then rinse with the mouthwash again. The pointy part of this, you can check your teeth and see it. The dentist, when I did go to the dentist, I remember him saying if it's soft or if it sticks to the pick, that means you got a decayed area or there's a problem area. So I was using this to check my teeth, and I make sure any areas of my teeth are hard, they're not soft or having a problem, especially in that spot where I had that filling piece fall out. Now what I got to do is I have a digital camera, and I can actually take close-up pictures of this and put it on the channel when I do the repair, the glass ionomer repair. I got to do that again. I actually repaired down here. I had a base, a cavity at the base, so to speak, cervical, I think they call it. And I repaired that with the glass ionomer, and there's a video on my channel of me doing that back when I did it, I think over a year ago. It might have even been longer than that, actually. And it's working. It's still, knock on wood, it's still there, and the repair is successful. So now I got to do the other one over here. And yeah, it takes a little bit of confidence to actually do this stuff, you know. It's not the easiest thing to do. And it is a little nerve-wracking to do this stuff if you don't have experience. But I'm kind of getting the hang of some of this stuff. If you look at my other video where I mixed the stuff up, I worked with it before, and I got some hints as to how to deal with it, how to use it. If you get used to it, it's like an art form, so to speak. But you got to do the flossing and stuff, the maintenance on your teeth. If you do that every so often, you know, that will keep your teeth from getting a lot of plaque and problems on them. And also, the other thing is you got to have milk. If you don't drink milk, your teeth, and not just your teeth, but also your bones are going to have problems. So that's my advice right there. And then there's another video on my channel about, it's called oil pulling, where you take coconut oil, which is like a solid when it's cold, and you let it melt in your mouth, and you basically swoosh that between your teeth for a certain amount of time. You spit it out into the garbage because that coconut oil will go in the drain and solidify. Then after you do that, you brush with a good toothpaste like this. And that's supposed to be the best thing for your teeth because the coconut is like antibacterial and it has minerals in it. So that's something to do. I have a video on my channel about that already, that I did that. The oil pulling, it's called oil pulling. You can look it up on the internet. And I would take it a step further and combine that with maybe having milk first on your teeth, switch that back and forth, then switch it to coconut oil, then do the brush your teeth after you spit the coconut oil out. I would even try that. And I might do that myself. The thing is, all this stuff, it does take time. A lot of it, not all this stuff is easy to do. It takes a little bit of time. But I will be posting when I do this repair. I got to get my other camera and take close-up pictures and then like do an edit video. But I just figured I would share that today about the 3 types of dental floss, and get yourself a dental pick. I think this one I think I found right in one of the drugstores like CVS or Walgreens or something. There's stuff you can find these online too. Some of them are kind of weird though. The ones online, they're very sharp, or I have some that are stainless. This one is good because it's flexible. It's more, this is probably stainless steel, but it's more flexible. So yeah, if you want to get serious about having good teeth at home and, not just be a cog in a wheel where you're going to the dentist and you're doing stuff, having other people control what's being done with your teeth. It's something to consider. I mean, the problem with going to the dentist, I don't really know what they're doing. How much are they drilling away? And you see, the old school thinking was the dentist would drill away anything they thought had decay in it, right? Even into beyond the enamel, into the bone part of your tooth, I believe called the dentin. They would drill a lot of that out. They think it's decayed a lot. And what happens is you end up with less and less tooth material, and then they fill that in. The new thinking, some dentists, which I did have a repair done by a dentist that was doing this, and I still have the repair. It's good. It's still good. He was saying what they do is they can leave some of the decay in the dentin, and when they put the filling material in, the high-tech filling, like glass, well, they don't use glass ionomer, they use a composite type filling. It's like epoxy, a high-tech type of like epoxy, I believe. And the concept is you can leave some of the decayed stuff in and just kind of fill in the tooth, seal it, and the part that's decayed inside the tooth will remineralize. It will die off. The cavity part will die off, and the tooth will remineralize. Once you drill all that stuff out, that's not your natural tooth material, and your teeth cannot remineralize. If you put a filling in, the filling is not part of your tooth. That's not really natural. The glass ionomer is a little bit closer to being natural tooth material. It actually bonds to your tooth, to your natural tooth material, and it actually provides fluoride to it to kill off any decay. So that's real high-tech glass ionomer, which is what I'm using. But I'm going to tell you what, as far as I know, you will not find dentists using that much, if at all. If you can, most of these dentists, they're set in their ways. It's very hard to find a high-tech dentist. Most of them are very old-fashioned. They don't want to buy the latest equipment. They want to do stuff just like it was done 30 years ago. A lot of them were even hesitant when they phased out those mercury, that the amalgam fillings. They A lot of older dentists, they liked those fillings. They said they were stronger. They were hesitant about using these new composite fillings. So it's tough. That's the way they're trained, but there's new stuff going on. This the glass ionomer, the problem with it is you mix it up. It's got a hard, kind of like a hardener and a powder. And you can see my other video when I mixed it. I made a long video about that. The problem with that is you have a certain amount of working time with it. You got to get it in there, and then it hardens up pretty fast. But there's procedures. So like, you're not supposed to get it too wet. I think you're not supposed to really have water or whatever until the stuff sets up for like an hour. You can get a little bit of saliva on it. I don't think it will mess it up too much, but there's procedures for these. When I work on this and do the video, when I repair this tooth, I will research it again. I got to read up on all my notes, and I'll go into it in depth more. But because I'm doing this on my own tooth, so I want it to come out right? But the glass ionomer, the problem with it is you have to wait for it to cure. Oh, and then you're not supposed to grind it or like shape it. Really, I think you have to wait like 24 hours or more for it to really harden up before you like finish it. So this is a problem because the dentists like to be a one and done. They have you in there for the appointment. And people are also not going to be too game on playing along with this, where if you went in and you had work done on your tooth and then the dentist is like, okay, come back in a day from now or 2 days from now, and then we'll polish it and we'll shape it for you. They're not gonna, a lot of people aren't gonna like that, and dentists don't like that because it's gonna slow them down as to what they're doing. They like to do it fast. That's the problem, and sometimes fast isn't always better. I also, when I did go to the dentist for stuff, I would also do things without Novocaine, and I would just tell the dentist, hey, I will raise my hand and take a little break if it gets to be too much sensation of the drilling. Rinse out with water, take a little break and then resume. And I don't think they like me very much for doing that. They would rather that I just do the Novocaine, because then they can just go at it and they can, do it fast. But I'm telling you, I kind of like doing first of all, the Novocaine, they put a needle that messes your gum up, right? So your gum is going to be cut up by that needle when they inject that Novocaine. Then the other bad thing is you don't know how, like, at least if you don't have the Novocaine, you can kind of feel what's going on. If they're getting too close to the nerve or whatever. If you have the Novocaine and you're all numb, the dentist isn't going to get that feedback. How's the drilling going, And like I said, the new thinking is don't drill it too much. Leave some of it in. You don't have to get everything out. And then just seal it up with the filling material. So, hey, if anyone's out there, feel free to leave a comment about what I'm saying. If if dentists are watching this, or people that know about this, students that are doing dentistry, perhaps, feel free to leave a comment about this stuff if you have ideas. You see, the composite material, they use that ultraviolet light, and they put that thing on it, and they can harden it right up. And then as soon as you're done, as soon as it hardens up, they can shape it, and they do everything that same day. So that's the deal. Also, they did say the molars, like if you're on a biting surface, the composite might be more heavy duty. People have poo-pooed this glass ionomer, saying that it might wear down or it's not going to last very long. I don't know. I'm going to find out. The thing with glass ionomer, it bonds to natural tooth material, and it mimics your original tooth more. The other thing, the composite, is kind of like an epoxy type thing. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I hope I can repair this, and, I'll share with you how it comes out. So subscribe to the channel if you want to see how this repair stuff goes, and I'll try to do some close-ups with the regular camera, take some photos. That's really what you got to do, because it's like you need like a microscope almost lens to see what's going on. But I'll show you the products I use and the whole bit. And today this was good to share about doing this cleaning, so to speak, and about getting that dental pick. So you never know what you're going to find on this channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Please hit thumbs up to spread the information so people can see this. I don't even make money doing this. This is just to give back. This is all the only reason I'm doing this, to be honest, to show you guys this stuff. I had to research on the internet a lot to find out all the stuff I'm doing. It took hours upon hours of research. That's why I always say people that watch my channel, they're saving a lot of time. If they see me do stuff, they see how much time, they're learning it much easier and faster than having to research online. And of course, I can't take any liability or responsibility for anything anything that I say on the channel. I'm not getting paid for this. It's like, free information, so to speak. Take it with a grain of salt. You be the judge, so to speak. That's my disclaimer. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Hope everyone has a good day.